Not ever seen that happen? And you haven't lived. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Yeah, and awesome silence. I see silence and I see excitement. Yep. Got so excited, so tired, so fast. Let me know. I want to hear some of the things that are on your schedule. What are some things that you do regularly? Yeah. Chores. What else? Watch what? Watch YouTube. I'm going to say that because everyone watches. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people watch YouTube. Steve. Okay, I didn't hear you. I'm just going to keep switching sides. You're all the way to that. Sleep. We do sleep. So we do chores, we watch YouTube, we sleep. What else do we do? Breathe. I sure hope so. Sleep. We sleep 2 times, apparently. We walk. What else? Watch anime, possibly on YouTube. Yeah, some of us work. Some of your leaders work. Most of you, I don't think it's legal for you to work yet. But that's okay. Child labor laws. All right. Yes, what was that? I forgot. Yes. Play video games. I'm kind of concerned that no one has said school yet. I'm very concerned by this. I expected that to be your first one. And I think the first one was, what, breathing? Or eating? Chores? Yeah, first one was chores. 5, 4. Okay. Not gonna touch that one. All right. That's enough. I think we have a basic idea of some elements of our schedule, which I really do hope includes school somewhere. I do hope so. Who considers themselves a very busy person? Like, you're always busy. Well, a lot of us. So, what are some things that make you the most busy?
Church.
School. Projects from school? Yeah. Okay. Yes? PlayStation 4. Wow, I'm sorry about that. That's very depressing. And we'll take one more. What else makes you very busy? Church stuff. Yeah, church stuff can make you busy even. So, a lot of us in here are very busy people. And that's okay, because that's what we're talking about tonight. It's backwards night, and I don't think anyone said that yet. Maybe someone did. Alright, it's a backwards night, so the message is now. The game will be later, and as will the mingle. The mingle's going to be later too. It's backwards. How novel. But that's what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about managing busy schedules. I want to let you all know that I have first-hand experience with this. The leaders are laughing at me. They know my schedule and how insane it is. Right now I work 2 jobs, because one's like for real jobs and the other one's for like internship stuff, which you'll learn about later. Yeah. I don't work at school. I do school. I have 5 or 6 classes. I do know that number for sure. It's 5. And I do stuff here. It turns out to be a lot when you add it all together. And I think anyone in here knows that I don't have much free time, and if you ask me to do something outside of Wildside, the answer is probably maybe, at best.
Josh, can you clean my car?
No. That might be a better option. Anyway, I'm going to pray for us, and then we're going to dig into how we live busy, because we're very busy in America. America is one of the busiest countries, so let's pray and then we'll learn a little bit about this. God, thank you for Wildside. Thank you for all the people that come here to learn, come here to have fun, come here to just be with other people. Please bless us tonight, help us to have a safe time playing the game, and help us to learn a little bit about what you say about being busy. Thank you, God, for this time. Just help us be as fruitful as possible. We love you, God. May we pray. Amen. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, we're in the Daily Bible series, and a lot of this is going through Proverbs and looking at wise things. It's not unwise to be busy, by the way. It's not a bad thing to be busy, necessarily, if you're busy in the right way. It's going to be up on the screen, but we're going to look at Proverb 13:4. Who knows about Proverbs? Who knows what they are? Someone tell me. You forgot. Over here? Anyone? Any takers? They're in the Bible. This is true.
Wisdom?
They're wisdom. They're words. Well, we should talk about that later. Any other takers? Yep. A lot. Well, that would be a description of a word. Would be a lot of letters sometimes. Any? Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, what a proverb is it is a wise saying. Does anyone know wise sayings of today? It's something like a wise thing that your parents might say. What's something that your parents tell you a lot? Don't run with scissors. That is a wise thing to do. Ask Megan about that later. Right there. Don't call people pickles. That is a wise saying. Yep.
Don't be sad that it's over, be glad that it happened, that you went back.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Do good in school.
Do good in school might not be a saying. It's more of like a command, depending on how it's said. But that's okay. We'll take one more. I don't know if that's a wise saying per se. That might just be a recommendation. Wise sayings in Proverbs usually kind of look like they're a promise, but they're not. So this is going to be a wise saying. It's going to be something that probably happens on a regular basis, but it's not saying if A, then B. It's saying if A, then usually B. So let's read this one. Should be up on the screen, I think. Yep. I'm going to read it here. I guess so I can look this way. Didn't plan that one out. Anyway, the soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. Who knows what a sluggard is? Actually, who knows what a slug is? We know what slugs are. Do slugs do very much? No.
They try to find another tree.
Wait, what? We're going to talk about biology later, Josh. They try to go... Okay. What is a person who is sluggish? What are they like?
Lazy.
They're lazy. They might be fat because they are lazy. Or slow, yeah. Sluggish people are usually slow. Shh, let's calm down a little bit. Calm down the conversation just for a moment. Now, who knows what cravings are? Who knows what a crave is?
I'm having a craving.
Do we know? What was that, Pickles?
I'm having a craving for McDonald's right now.
Craving for McDonald's. What would that mean if you're craving McDonald's? You want it. Do you just want it when you have a craving? Or do you want it really, really bad? You want it really, really bad. Like you need it. Like it has to happen. That's what a craving is. And what the proverb is saying is that most lazy, sluggish people who don't do much really, really want stuff. But they don't get stuff because they don't work for it. Later it says, the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. Does anyone know what diligent might mean? Diligent. It's kind of a weird word. Outgoing and accurate? Yeah, kind of, yeah. Hard worker, yeah. Diligent is someone who is doing things, who is actively working towards goals. When you are diligently working, You're working hard, you're working well. The person who works for it gets it. It's pretty simple. If you don't work for something, you don't get something. If you work for something, you get something. It's very simple. And that's how a lot of our lives work. What happens when you're not organized, though? When you're a busy person and you're not organized? Does anyone have experience with this? Maybe? Oftentimes, you're not organized and you're a busy person, things start to fall off. You start to lose things. And you slowly become less and less diligent. You become less able to be diligent. And I need to put the mic down to visualize this for you, but I think you'll like it. This is cool. I'll put that there, and I'll be loud as I can. Not as loud as I can. I could be louder, but that would hurt my throat, so I'm not going to do that. Who knows what this is?
Scale.
It is a scale. So, who knows how it works? So, yeah, and I think most of us do, but up here there's a little needle. When this needle is in the center, these two are balanced. Alright? Let's think about some of the stuff you said you did. So, here's a kind of a medium weight. So, let's call this school, because it's pretty heavy. You do a lot of school, right? Well, I hope so. I think your teachers hope so too. So if you're doing all school, it's out of balance. You shouldn't do all school. You should also hang out with your family and friends too. But you should also take time to rest or to even watch YouTube. Take time to do things that you want to do. You want to take balance into account. You want to balance out your time in school, your time with family, your time doing what you want to do. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. Everyone has the same scale. It's just how you use it. Now, what if I decided that I was going to play video games for 50 hours straight? What do you think's going to happen?
You're going to die.
It's not going to work out too good. It's going to be all out of balance. When you don't organize your life, when you don't keep things in balance, when you don't make sure that your school and family lives, meaning family like chores and stuff, are in balance, bad things happen. You start to lose stuff. Your parents start to ask a lot more if you've done things. You wind up with your teachers asking when you're going to get that assignment in that was due 5 weeks ago. Anyone been there? Yeah, a few of us.
I think we're that nice.
Yeah, some people aren't that nice. When you don't organize, when you don't have order in your life, things start to fall off. You start to do worse on your homework. You start to forget chores. And slowly your life slides out of balance. I want to let you know that God is a God of balance, and God is a God of order. This is best displayed, I believe, in the creation story. So I'm going to move. I don't have a bookmark that's fancy for this one, so I'm just going to try and turn. Yay, we did it! We're going to look just real quick at Genesis 1:1, and then I'm going to go paraphrase through the creation story. I think a lot of us know the creation story already, but in the first verse it says this: In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. It's kind of weird. What it says is that God was there, and there was pretty much nothing else there. In like ancient Hebrew stuff, which is where this is from, it's ancient Hebrew stuff. A lot of times when it describes water, it's describing chaos. It's describing no order. So as we move through this creation story, we're going to see more and more and more order put into the world. I have it outlined here. On the first day, God creates day and night. If we're going to have a schedule of days, we probably need to have some days. So he creates day and night. On the second day, God makes the atmosphere and the clouds. Simple. The third day, God brings up the land and the plants. We're still pretty simple at this point. The fourth day, he makes the sun and the moon, stars and the seasons. Fifth day, he makes the fish and the birds. What I want you to notice here is that we don't have fish and birds before we have food. They have plants to eat so that they don't starve. He doesn't just start out with fish and birds so they all die. That wouldn't make sense. And on the sixth day, he makes all the land animals, including us. What do land animals eat most of the time? Plants and fish and birds. God prepares the way for each day. He organizes it. He has an order as he goes. How many of us are like big science people? We really like science. There's a few. I'm one of these people. Has anyone ever been to Monterey Bay? Monterey Bay? A few of us. Let me describe it to you a little bit. It's still in Northern California, sort of. It's Northern California Bay, so there's ocean water. And around that bay, there's a kelp forest. Does anyone know kelp forest, like from SpongeBob even? It's a lot of plants, really, in the water. In Monterey Bay, about 50 years ago, the kelp forest that's there now was not there. It was supposed to be there. There's supposed to be a kelp forest in Monterey. That's how nature was set up there. But it wasn't. Because humans had taken the sea otters out of the equation, and so all of the kelp-eating animals just multiplied and ate all the kelp. The ecosystem collapsed from the inside out. Nature needs its balance. We know from multiple occasions that when we take a creature out of nature and it dies out, the ecosystem changes and sometimes it's just gone. That's in your science textbooks. I promise you, I know, I looked at the pictures. Because that's the good part about a textbook is the pictures. We all know that. That's why you read it. When you don't read it, you look for the pictures. Just being honest. There is order in what God set up there. Who knows what God did on the seventh day? We got people who know this? On the seventh day of creation? Some of your leaders don't know this. This is surprising. Oh, now they know. Now they know. Now that I said so. On the seventh day, on the last day of the creation story, God rested. He chilled, yeah. He rested. He stopped working. That is something that we need to make sure we do. How many of us busy people get 8 hours of sleep? How many of us get 8 hours of sleep? Not many. Not many. Did you know that for your age group, you're supposed to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep? That's a lot. All us adults are only supposed to get 7. Yeah, they could make school later. You could also go to bed earlier. I mean, really, you can go to bed earlier. When you organize yourself, you need to make sure you allot time to sleep, to rest, to not do things. Because some of us busy people, we just keep going. And that's not healthy. You need time to rest. All humans have to sleep. You will die if you do not sleep. I mean, one night's not going to kill you, literally, but 3 nights, 4 nights, weeks, months, that will kill you eventually. From this, I want to say, try and organize yourself. There's a bunch of different ways. I'm going to give a few, but there's several ways you can organize yourself so that you feel a little less busy. Like I said earlier, everyone has the same 24 hours. It's how you use 24 hours that makes the difference. What I recommend you do if you've never ever tried to organize at all. Has anyone tried to make schedules or anything? Your leaders. And this side. Good job, guys. But they failed. That's sad. That was sad. What's a great thing is lists. Who are list makers? Anyone a list maker? It's a great thing to put everything you have to do in a list. What you need to make sure you do, though, is at the end of the day, if you have stuff you didn't do and it's on the list, put it on tomorrow's list and write out tomorrow's list before you go to sleep. That way you wake up in the morning, you know what you need to do. You know that yesterday's stuff is probably a little higher priority. You might want to do that first, but it's a good start. Now, this might not work for everyone. For people like me, it does not work. Megan, I've seen her computer, she makes big lists, and somehow she gets stuff done. I try that and I fail. Every time. Because if it's on the list, then I can do it whenever, right? It's just on the list. For me, what works is to schedule. Is to take literally a calendar and put everything I need to do every week on that calendar. It might sound stupid, because yeah, I know that I need to be at work at this time and at school at this time, but it helps a lot to see it and to see what you need to do. You do a lot, okay, I will take 4 hours to do homework on Saturday, which is a lot. I don't know if anyone does that. It's cool if you do. Sorry, I do. But to take time to do homework, to take time to do chores, and realistically so. You can't tell yourself you're going to read 50 pages in 5 minutes. And if you can do that, you might be crazy or you might be a superhero, one of the two. We have some superheroes apparently. With that, I recommend that if lists don't work for you, get a calendar, put some on the calendar. Maybe a paper calendar works for you, maybe a digital one works for you. I use Google Calendar, which is awesome because it's free. Free stuff is good, free calendars are great. It is a good thing to organize yourself. Even if you're not a busy person right now, I can almost guarantee there's going to be a day when you are a busy person. You will get there. Maybe it'll be high school, maybe it'll be after high school. I don't know. It's a good idea to start to get organized when you can. Because once you've already started to be busy, it's way harder. I also know that from experience. More leaders laugh at me, because they know. Thank you, Jonah. With that, your thought for the week, it's kind of an action thing, but it is make a list of the things that you do regularly. There are outlines over there, and I totally forgot they existed. You can put this on there later. Because I totally forgot. See? Told you. Not unicorns. Giraffes. Yeah. Make a list of things you do regularly, and then make a schedule you can follow. It's important to be realistic with yourself. If it's going to take you 7 hours to do your homework, it's going to take you 7 hours. Don't try to overstate yourself. It is a good thing to have order. God put order in the world for a reason. We have night, we have day for a reason. So, this will help you if you are a busy person. I promise you. It will feel like you actually have time. Again. So, with that, I'm going to close. We're going to pray, and then I think band's coming up. Yeah, Jordan says yes, so band's coming up. Jordan said no, that'd be weird. Anyway, let's pray. God, I thank you for tonight. God, I thank you for order. I thank you for giving the world a meaningful way of existing. For giving the world its order, for giving nature its order. And for being an example to us, God. Please help us to follow your example, to learn, to act diligently, and to do what you want us to do. Thank you for this night, and help us to have a great rest of this time. In your name we pray.